So we got, what, 1991 240SX KA motor. This video is going to be about, what, the head gasket, changing a head gasket inside the car. Because I've seen all these other videos where the head gasket is changed, but it's always like outside the car, or any of the information is like you just see outside the car. So I wanted to post this video so you can see how to take the head apart, take the manifold, everything off together. That way you're not fucking like, oh, what do I do? This is more for like people who don't know what they're doing and shit. That's how I see it. This is our mechanic over here and all our tools. Right, our Honda mechanic working on the Nissan shit. Alright, so intake off. Take this off if you have it, which you probably don't. Take the band off, loosen it. All these hoses come off. They normally go there. You can just leave them on. They don't need to come off, besides off the intake pipe. Once you get all that out, take the pipe out. Take off your hose, your radiator hose. Get that out of the way. Then you take off these throttle cables. Kind of a bitch to get off. You can ask him. Fuel lines need to come off. You also need to take the bolts off the brackets. I just put the bolts right back, that way I don't lose shit. So both the fuel lines off. This bracket off. Anything off the top part of the manifold besides the fuel rail, that doesn't come off. The harness will come off. You need to unbolt this. This is like a computer harness. TPS sensor right here. You're gonna unbolt this piece. I just take mine out of here. Most of you guys will have to fucking take that shit off there. Probably unbolt it through there. I might leave this on, most likely. Fan shroud will come off. What we're doing is taking the manifold. We're gonna take the top part of the manifold off with the head. So we took these bolts off. These are the bolts. Then we took the nuts off, the studs. What else? Make sure your battery's disconnected. Don't have that connected. If you have a strut bar like me, take that shit off. Hopefully the camera angle is good too. I'm just like holding it, free balling. Right. And then also main thing you want to do is set timing. Make sure your distributor's set, which we're going to do later. And that's pretty much it. And then I'll have the next part where we take the manifold off and everything else. I think that's all the bolts I got to. Yep. I mean, pretty straightforward taking the stuff off. The hardest part will probably be getting the whole manifold off with the head at the same time, but I'll probably have a video for it. So we've taken the whole wiring harness off. That's pretty straightforward. We've taken the valve cover off. Easy shit. Nothing really done to the intake manifold. Yeah. We just took the injector harness off, pulled everything off. We have to change our timing because our cams are facing in instead of out. So we do have to rotate timing again. But that's okay. And that's pretty much it. Oh, exhaust manifold. All the manifold bolts off. All we did was pull the heat shield back. Take this back EGR pipe off back here and slide it back. And then we just pulled it, slid it back off. Distributor took that out. Loosened the fan clutch to get to the lower pulley. Just makes it easier for access. As you can see, the cams are inward. That's wrong. They're supposed to be outwards. So we have to re-rotate it. And that's all in the car too. Not any of the on an engine stand, any of that shit. So it is doable. It's just a piece of shit. Here we are again. Now we have the cams fully out. The front cover is off. The tensioners, everything's off. You see here, this is the two bolts that held the chain guide. Over here are the two bolts that held the tensioners. Sorry. And then we took off, obviously, these over here. These bolts on the cams. They come with cam sprockets on them. Already took those off. We have our shit labeled, intake, exhaust. All of our caps are in order. You can see, like, it even numbers it for you, so I mean, you can't really fuck up. Like I almost did. Harness is pulled away. I mean, not too much involved really in getting this shit done. I mean, I guess like we were saying earlier, knowledge is the biggest part. Oh, you lost one of my studs and my nuts. That's okay, it's probably down there. Yep, there it is. Cool. Yep. Exhaust is off. I do want to say that this was a bitch to get off, for anybody wondering. Oh, that back EGR bolt's a pain in the ass. But, I mean, everything's off. Cam's off. You can see the studs down in there, ARP studs. Got our little socket set to go in there. Ready to go. Kinda gotta have some crafty shit for that. Left the intake completely connected. Fuel rail still on. You can leave your fuel rail there. These back here are obviously gonna have to come up with us, but we'll take care of that when we pull it up. That's pretty much it. So we fucking got everything removed, coolant drained, all that bullshit. We got, oh, you took the pry bar off. This is where we're prying on. Head's loose, as you can see. Don't pull it off all the way yet, though.
But, you know, just to show the people what's
Yeah,
happening.
exactly. And then fucking, this is our pry point. That's a good, yeah, it's a good spot.
Right there, and then you can like hold up here.
Yep.
Or if you want, on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm holding over here. You're grabbing that side, and we're just gonna pull up. And then we took, yeah, that's true. And then we took what? We got air box removed. Look how fast. Air box is all out. Power steering belts and shit's loose, off. This shit's loose. Fucking, we had to move the EGR pipe down. Literally bend it down, yeah. Fucking had to move this plate. All the bolts are off this plate. You want to disconnect this plate. That shit should not be connected when you take it off. Like I said before, you can leave your fuel rail on. And I mean, that's pretty much it. I got ARPs, so I have studs, so we have to take the head off the studs. It doesn't just slide off because there's obviously studs in the way. And what else? I mean, that's pretty much it. It's, like I said, pretty straightforward besides the little annoying shit like that bolt back there. Those bolts are a bitch. I recommend only putting 2 back. There's a bottom bolt that I had in there. Yeah, that shit's a bitch. Yeah. So when we do that, we'll just put those 2 bolts back. I mean, head's done, bolts are out, cams are out. Got that zip tied. Got our marked our cams and everything. Making sure it's on top dead center. That's a big one. That's pretty much it.